welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all know who I am, right? I feel like there's gonna have to be a point where I stop saying who I am. But I'll say it one more time. I'm Christy, and I'm also known as that Keto Lady. Today we're gonna be doing a Halloween themed recipe that is so easy and delicious. It is going to be one of my favorite inspired Halloween candies. Back in my pre-keto days, I loved all of the Reese's Pumpkins, the Reese's Christmas trees, the Reese's Hearts, the Reese's Eggs, anything that included chocolate and peanut butter. So I have come up with a very, very easy keto-friendly option. So when we're out at Halloween parties or taking the kids trick-or-treating or whatever the case may be, we don't have to dig in their candy bag and take out all of those delicious treats, because guess what? We'll have a keto-friendly or sugar-free version. So this recipe calls for only one specialty item, and it's really not even that specialty anymore because most Walmart stores are carrying Lily's sugar-free milk chocolate chips. And if you can't find Lily's chocolate chips, you could always use the Hershey's brand sugar-free chocolate chips. So I hope those are available to you in your area. Let's get started. I'm gonna show you the silicone molds that I found. I got this one, which is a pumpkin one. Can y'all see that? It's slightly bigger, but these are kind of probably gonna end up being 2 servings per one of these. This came from Walmart, like over in the Halloween section. And then we found these on clearance at Michael's last year. And these are probably more of an appropriate size. So these are adorable, and we'll feel like we're eating the real thing, y'all. Like, it is the real thing. What am I saying? We're gonna feel like we're eating the Reese's. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'll do some in each one of these, and but quite honestly, this is probably more of an appropriate size. But if you're really having a bad day, or you know, you need more fat in your macros, this would probably be the size that you would eat. So let's get started. I'm gonna share with you a ultimate hack for sweeteners. So I've said this so many times before on my Instagram page that Pure is my sweetener of choice. It is the most palatable. It doesn't have a super strong cooling effect to me. And they sell it at Walmart. This bag is $6.98 at our Walmart. For the sake of me just kind of basically showing you how I do this, I pour, just straight up, just pour the sweetener in there, put the lid on. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory, and I need to be a little bit shorter, but so then I just grind it. It doesn't take long, and then when it's done, can you see that? You see the little waif of like sugar dust? Okay, so there it is. That is the powdered sugar. It is super awesome. I unplugged the Instant Pot accidentally instead of this. Okay, so there you go. We have powdered sugar. This is gonna be another awesome video, y'all. And then I just store it in a Ziploc bag. You don't have to put it in a Ziploc bag. What is a Ziploc? You don't have to put it in a Ziploc bag. You could put it like in a designated container in your pantry or whatever. And your girl just saved you some money. Your girl just saved you some money. Even though my cookbook is an e-cookbook, guess what? You can print it out, which is what I did. I also have it saved on my phone, my laptop, but I also printed it out. So yeah, there you go. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna make the peanut butter layer of this recipe. So in this recipe, what we're gonna use is the Lily's chocolate chips. We're gonna use peanut butter, and this is the brand of peanut butter that I use. I get this at Walmart, and it's at the very top, like at the peanut butter section. They have all of the processed ones that have sugar and everything in it, kind of like at eye level. But if you'll look one row up at the very top, you will see this brand, and I always get the crunchy brand of this one. It's just my favorite. It's not overly crunchy, but it still has a good consistency to it. And the ingredients in this one, you can see it just has organic dry roasted peanuts and salt. And if you look at it, this one has 1 net carb per 2 tablespoons. So it has really good macros and super clean ingredients. So this is just my preference. If you can't find this particular one at your Walmart, I have seen it available on walmart.com. Maybe try ordering it online. And if you can't find this one, I know there are other brands that are available. Just make sure when you're looking at it, it doesn't have sugar in it. So we're gonna need peanut butter. We have butter because butter makes every recipe better. We have vanilla, and then we have our powdered sweetener. So to make the fudge or the peanut butter portion of this recipe, you need 1.5 cups of peanut butter, 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then you're gonna need 1 cup of your confectioner style sugar. And I just mix all of this in the measuring cup, and I just take a knife because sometimes the peanut butter can get a little bit, I don't know, sometimes it can be a little bit of a tricky situation. And then I'm just gonna like work it all in without trying to make a sugar explosion in my kitchen. It is peanut butter fudge for real, so delicious. And we're now going to melt down our chocolate chips. So in this cup, I love me a good Pyrex measuring cup. I have 2 cups of Lily's milk chocolate chips, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 45 seconds. And if I think I need to add a little bit of coconut oil, I will, but I wanna melt it down first and see what it's like. The key with melting chocolate of any kind is you don't want to just put it in there and blast away because you could burn it. So I'm gonna do this in like 30 to 45 second increments, and you can see how it's melting at different sections. So I'm just gonna give it a good mix. And see, I really do have a real spatula. I just sometimes will grab a butter knife instead. And as you stir it, you can see that it actually melts a little bit more. I'm gonna put it in the microwave for another 20 seconds. Just got it out of the microwave after another 20 seconds, and it is the perfect consistency. So I am not, we're gonna X that out. Let's pour it into our little pumpkins. We're gonna try to do this with a little bit of consistency. So I have 1/2 tablespoon, and I'm just gonna see how much it takes to go along the bottom. That looks try to get it to go into the little stem section of each pumpkin. See how it's kind of going in there like that, and maybe around on the sides. It has a nice consistency to it. I have it kind of all around now, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just quickly go pop it into the freezer and let it get a really quick little dose of hardening to it. We're gonna come back and then we're gonna fill it up with the fudge. Now these bad boys are the bigger of the pumpkin silicone molds, so I'm gonna go with the entire half of the tablespoon in each one. And I want y'all to know, this is my first time making these, so y'all are truly getting like the first glimpse of everything, as bad or as good as it may be, right? Because I didn't want to be like, oh, well, this is how it is and it came out perfect on the first try and all this other stuff. So we're kind of doing this together. Okay. I'm gonna go pop these into the freezer now. These have not totally frozen, but they're a nice consistency where I feel like it's gonna be safe to put the peanut butter in there. 1 teaspoon that I'm using, and I'm gonna press it in. All right, I have made way too much fudge, but great thing about this fudge recipe is you can store it in the freezer, and then you can cut it into squares, and whenever your little heart desires, you can have a piece of fudge ready to go at a moment's notice. And to me, that is living your best life. Look at all that fudge I have left over. All right, so now we're just gonna go in and we're gonna cover each part of the pumpkin with some chocolate. Are filled a little bit more than they probably should be on the back side, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the freezer. Okay, I have the pumpkins that are out of the freezer. I'm using the 1 tablespoon measuring spoon to fill each cavity with, or each pumpkin. And these won't give you cavities because guess what? It doesn't have sugar in it. What a funny joke, right? Or a lame joke. As messy as that looks, it's going in the freezer, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be amazing. So now I'm left with the dilemma of what do I do with the remainder of all of this delicious peanut butter fudge? Luckily, I have a solution. I have a small little dish. I'm going to line it with I'm gonna line it with some parchment paper. You see how well that stayed down? And I am going to put it in here. This is all gonna work out. I promise it's gonna work out. Don't worry for 1 second that it's not. Ha, how you like that? All right, so if you don't have a rubber spatula, I cannot reiterate enough how much you need one in your life because it gets everything that you need like out of the pan without leaving all that excess in there. All that's left, we're just gonna lick that off the spatula. And we're gonna put this in the freezer. It's gonna be fine, y'all. It's gonna be fine. Pumpkins look like they're pretty ready to come out of the mold. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, would you look at these jack-o'-lanterns? Oh my word. Okay, I need to get a bowl to put these on, or plate. All right, so we got our Halloween plate out because these deserve the Halloween plate. My little stem broke off. Okay. I cannot get over how cute these are. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, that one's good. That is good. Focus. Look at that. Okay. Some of them came out a little bit not perfect, but I ain't worried about that. More chocolate, more better. Okay. How adorable are these, y'all? Oh my gosh, so cute. We have the big pumpkins out of the freezer now, and let's see what they look like. Oh, look how cute those are. Okay, I'm loving these too, but these are big, y'all. This is two servings, but look how nice and shiny they are. Not perfect, but you know what? Such is life, right? Look at this plate of deliciousness. Yes, please. The fudge is firmed up enough, I would say, for me to cut it. I'm gonna be overly aggressive and cut it with this gigantic knife. But I want to show you what each piece looks like. There we go. Look at that peanut butter fudge. Sugar-free peanut butter fudge, y'all. Also gonna put this into a Ziploc bag and store it in the freezer for this. And whenever you have a little sweet tooth, go in there and grab yourself a piece of fudge, y'all. I'm gonna eat it on camera. That is good. Can y'all see that? Oh yes. We did it. Yes, please. Look at that. It's like perfect. That's amazing. I also want to mention that you should definitely store these in an airtight container, either in the fridge or the freezer. It's up to you. They probably won't stay in there for very long, but at room temperature, the chocolate does soften. So enjoy them, but store them properly. Thank you so much for joining in on today's YouTube video. I hope that you enjoyed it with the bloopers and all. I felt like doing it candidly was a great opportunity to show you that this is what really happens when we're making new recipes, and it's just real life. I always want to be very like, it is what it is kind of with my community and my followers and subscribers. This was my first time making this, and I think from here on out it will just improve, and I'm going to be making them many more times before Halloween is over with. I hope that you will hit the notification button, hit the subscribe button, comment below if you enjoyed it, and give me a thumbs up. If you don't follow me on Instagram, what are you waiting on? And if you don't have my e-cookbook, go ahead and get it. I mean, it's 12 bucks, 63 of my own recipes in it, and you can print it out after purchase if you'd like. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and join me for the next time we make another delicious recipe.
If you make them, if they make them, make sure to like.
Oh, and the Keto Kid is saying that if you make the recipe, you can tag me on Instagram, and I'll be able to share your recreation, and I'll be able to see that you made it. So thank y'all.